Hello students of class 6. Welcome to the online tutorial classes for Vidya Bhavan High Secondary School. I am Megha ma'am and this video is for class 6 physical science. The chapter what I will continue today is the rocks and minerals and this is the part 5. Okay, in the previous video I discussed about the alloys, but today I will start with the fossils. So at very first we have to know what is the fossil or what is the definition of the fossil. Fossils are animals or plants remains embedded in rock once all these were living, but with the passage of time, their dead body remains got buried in rocks. Okay, so these are the fossils. They are the embedded type of the animals or plants, and they are embedded in before a very long time, but for a long being they are present here, so they are already embedded or buried in the rock, and they are called fossils. Okay, so they undergo different changes under the earth over a period of millions of the years. The remain of dead animals and plants being in geological past got transformed into rocks, and these parts, which are the these animals and the plants which are embedded in these rocks, and they are transformed by different kind of the physiological process which are done in under the earth. Okay, the preserved impression of an extinct organism's body parts are called fossils. The trapped body or the dead insect inside the resin of a tree is also called a fossil. So fossils can be produced in many ways. Okay, so it is really interesting to know that the dead bodies and these animals come inside the rock and got preserved. It became hard, purified from. This process is called fossilization. Okay, so a new term that we learned, that is fossilization. Fossilization. Okay, so what is the definition of this term fossilization? The fossilization is the dead bodies of the animals or plants came inside the rock and got preserved in a hard petrified form is called fossilization. Okay, so let us talk about the fossilization. Okay, so what does this fossilization means? Like millions of years ago, The fish, the snail and seawater were all alive. After the death of these animals, their bodies got buried underwater in the under surface of the earth. The soft fleshy parts of their bodies decayed in course of time. Soon after the initial decay process, the remain and after bodies got covered with the sediments. The remains, after undergoing a variety of the physical and the chemical changes over a long period of time, got transformed into rocks. The impression or rocky remains of once living organisms are thus converted into fossils through fossilization or the petrification. Fossils found in sedimentary rocks act as useful tools to the dating of the rocks. So it is a very important part that according to the fossil when it got embedded, if we can count that time, then we can also learn that when this sedimentation of the rocks can happen. Okay. Like animal fossils, plant fossils are commonly seen in coal formed many millions years ago. At that time, our earth was covered with forests where varieties of plants, ferns, seeds, mosses, etc. The plants grew and eventually died the fall into the shallow waters. New plants grow in their places and later died, got uprooted and fall on the previous layer of the decayed plants. This process of plant growing and there are added layers of decaying plants at the swampy water. Soil, mud and other sediments subsequently covered the decaying plants. They were gradually pushed underground by the weight of the overlapping layers. The water of the top layers and heat in the pressure caused chemical and the physical changes in the plant layers. As a result, rich coal deposits were formed with impressions of leaves left behind on them. Okay, so when our earth was covered with moss, ferns and many of the plants, after any of the earthquake or something natural calamity happened, then this forest and these trees are got like derooted and then they are ended on this sedimentary rocks. And as our earth have pressure and the heat from the downside and in the upper layer the water layer is on them, so the pressure of the water and the heat from the downside, the both function like some energy, like chemical energy, and it make happen some chemical reactions on them. And finally what happened? So finally they formed the fossils. So it is the production of the fossils, is the way how the fossils can be used. And this is the main idea of the fossilizations. In the next video, we are going to learn about the fossil fuels. That means how the fossils we can use, that in today's life, how can we use this. Okay. So thank you for this video.